Hey everybody, so I thought that I'd just make a quick video to kind of check in, see how everybody's doing under quarantine. I don't know about all of you guys, but where I live, pretty much everything is shut down. All the restaurants, anything pretty much non-essential, which I live in Ohio in the United States, and so pretty much there's nothing to do. We're not locked down to the point that like we can't go on the roads at all, but pretty much everything is closed, and I would not at all be surprised if we did eventually have like a total lockdown and not be able to leave the house except for like emergencies or anything like that. So I don't know, we're looking at a probably pretty boring at least month, maybe longer. My husband's a teacher, and so like all schools have been canceled. So he's home all the time now, and I know he's going to get really, really bored really, really quickly. So I hope that he can find some stuff to do. And me, I'm just hanging around. I mean, nothing too exciting going on. Um, I almost wonder if I already had the coronavirus. I don't know for sure, but I had like an entire month where I had this virus that was like really, really bad. Just like constant coughing. I had sore throat a lot. I had low grade fevers a lot. Um, and like I said, it lasted like an entire month. And the coughing just got worse and worse and worse. So eventually I ended up going to urgent care, and they said I had bronchitis. It hadn't progressed to pneumonia yet, which when the doctor checked me, he actually said something along the lines of um, that he was surprised that I didn't have pneumonia yet or whatever. So I'm guessing maybe it was headed that way. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But I did get treatment for that. I got steroids and antibiotics, and I did get better. Although I finished the steroids and antibiotics probably like a week or so ago, and the past few days I've started like coughing again a lot, and most of the time it's a dry cough, but occasionally like I do cough up stuff. But luckily it hasn't. Ever since I took the antibiotics, like nothing I've coughed up has had like any color or anything to it. So I've been at least seemingly not having that infection going on. But I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the coronavirus or if it was just a really bad flu. I mean, it could have been either. So I don't know. The coronavirus was definitely probably in this area by then. And with my husband being a teacher, like, he's exposed to all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I go out and, do stuff. So it's possible I could have been exposed somewhere too. So I don't know. I'm just hanging out at home, bored, watching some YouTube. Um, I feel like this is really gonna get kind of cabin feverish after a while. Luckily, I did see this coming somewhat. I've always kind of I know this sounds crazy, but I've always kind of wanted to live like through a plague or something crazy like that. I always found it fascinating. And I know that sounds awful because I don't want people to die. It's not that. It's just I always thought I don't know. Maybe it's just the whole like apocalypse like scenario always sounded interesting, or like surviving something like that always seemed interesting. I don't know, but I always did think it would be interesting to live through something like that. And I'm not sure if this one is really that bad. I mean, it's certainly, I mean, it has a decent death rate, but it's not like it's something that's really, really bad that like everybody's gonna die. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. And here in the US, it's just kind of starting to take off. So I know we're probably in for a heck of a ride the way things are going, especially. I am not personally a Donald Trump fan, and so I have a lot of concerns about how things are being handled um, through the White House. And so I'll just leave it at that. Like, I don't want to go into politics and bashing people or anything like that, but I have my concerns. Luckily, our Ohio governor he's been pretty careful, but I mean, if one state decides to be careful, but like all the states surrounding it decide not to be careful, and you still have people going in and out of the states easily, or you have like tons of truck drivers and stuff from all over the US coming through, I mean, that still definitely can make it easy for stuff to be spread really quickly. So I think our governor did a good job. I'm not sure that in the end that it'll help a whole lot, since we can't, or well, I don't know if we could, but we haven't shut, like our borders to the other states around us or anything like that. And I'm not even saying we should do that, but I don't know. And then like what is happening with the stock market, and I've always thought that an economic collapse was coming. Ever since 2008, I felt like they just kind of put off the collapse that really should have happened then. And they actually ended up making the bubble bigger. So I knew that when the bubble burst, like it was going to be bad. And I guess I didn't expect a pandemic to cause that. I always figured it would be like another, like the student debt crisis or another housing crisis, or even like going to war with a major economic player like China or whatever. I thought that maybe that would cause the economic crash, but apparently it's this virus. And I know a lot of people think that as soon as this virus is over, the economy will go right back to how it was and everything will be great. But I really don't think that's true, especially since businesses are just being so affected by, being shut down and everything. And the production supply lines are like just really messed up. And it's going to take a long time for this whole thing to get sorted out. So I don't know. It is interesting to live through something like this. I mean, it's really kind of cool in a way, because you get to see like just how crazy things can get. And I don't know, it makes you feel almost kind of like more human, I guess, in a way, because you feel that you're a part of history in a way, because this is definitely kind of a historical type of thing. So I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I'm actually kind of interested to see where all this goes, but I'm also a little bit worried about just the future and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. So if you guys have any comments or anything that you want to share, or you can tell me what's happening where you live, if there's any like lockdown, or if things have already shut down, or if everything's still open. But I guess that's it for now. Oh, and I do have toilet paper, because I did see this thing coming, like I said, and I had been watching it closely in China, and I knew that it was going to become like a worldwide pandemic, especially as soon as it started showing up in other countries. And so, like, my husband and I, we stocked up just on the essentials, like nothing major. We didn't hoard or anything like that. We would just pick up like a few extra food items every week, and, a couple extra like, toothpaste or shampoo or toilet paper or whatever. So right now we're pretty good. We have pretty much everything that we need. But, who knows how long this is going to take. So, I mean, some people are saying it could last, years. So God only knows what'll happen if that's the case. So I don't know, just kind of excited to see what happens. And I hope all of you are okay and taking care of yourselves and your families. And I'll talk to you later. So bye.